Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll, and tonight I come to you with I got some talking to do. But before we go too far into it, on my last run of going to the thrift stores, I did find one other thing that I keep forgetting to show everybody. And I don't know why I bought it. I still can't explain why I bought it. I have no explanation for it, but I saw Dory's Dollies. I don't know if any of you has ever watched her, and she started showing her Barbies in vehicles. And so anyways, I thought I would show maybe some of mine down the road. So I bought this helicopter, and it was in really good shape, got it for a few bucks, and I thought, hey, why not, you know? So I might get some Barbies dressed up, and they can, you know, maybe there's room for me in there. We can go away somewhere. I don't know where. But anyways, maybe Barbie will take me on an adventure, a Barbie adventure. Here, jump in, everybody. Let's go. All right. Now, this is for Belinda. Belinda sent me some pictures of a doll that she has. I think it's Sweetie Pie. And hers has that caricule wig on it just like mine does. But it's left some glue on the top of the head. What do you do to get that glue off the head? Well, I have the same problem. This is glue on top of the head. Now, you can hand sand it. That glue is cured now. It's very cured. It probably, I'm going to say this with no base to it, but I'm more than sure this glue is that old brown glue. I'm not going to get the name of it out right now, but mucilage glue, that's it. And the thing is, if it is mucilage glue that was on it, it is water-based while it's still in the uncurable side of it. Like, it's not cured yet. So if it's been cured, it's now brittle. It'll break off a lot of it as you sand it. Just hand sanding will do it. Now, I take my little Dremel and I go over it with my Dremel, and it just comes right off. Not a problem, you know. Now, when you start getting into the little tufts of hair and all the accent hairs and everything, that you want to be a little bit more careful with, because now hand sanding, you may not take off the hair like a Dremel will. A Dremel will just wipe it right off, and because it happens so quick, it's so fast that you don't see it happening. So the thing is that I try to do a little bit more. Like, that's why you see me. I'm doing this thing called picking it. Just pick, you know. So I pick it, and until I get all the hair out of the tufts of hair. You know, I pick away, and I bought those little sanding sticks and all this other stuff just to get in there and just move around, where my Dremel will just wipe it off. But if you hand sand it, like I'm going to be doing a lot of hand sanding, it's meticulous and it takes time. But you know what? You've done very well in your pictures that you sent me. You've done excellent, you know, and a little bit of spackling will go a long ways. Here's my spackling, and I buy the little ones because why? It rots. It does get rotten after a while. Let me see. I'll show you my old one here if I can. It doesn't have too much of a stink or anything. It's just that it's not pink anymore. Yeah. See, this is all white. Let's show you it. Let's take a look at a new one. What does a new one look like? Oh my goodness. Oh. For those who've never worked with mucilage glue. Oh my. Where's my strength today? Oh, there we go. I got it. There we go. Now, there's the difference between the two. Okay? There you go. Healthy, not healthy. So this is ready to be thrown away. And that's what I'm going to do with it. It's going. And I like buying the smaller ones because it does, if you're not going to go through it too fast, I'm not always doing dolls that need this. And it's so readily to get. You know, you can buy this stuff so easily, you know. There we go on that side. You want that air to stay out. There we go. And yeah, so I just threw my other one away now. Yeah, so that's it's pink, and then it turns white once it's on the doll. Not white while it's in the jar, but can you still use it? I have just slightly over the date of it. Yes, I have, but this has gone too far, and I do have fresh here, so there you go. But yeah, that's what I would do for around with getting this glue off the top of the head. And away you go after that. Once you get it off, you're happy with where you're at. Now, like I said, if your doll is acrylic, which I think your doll was, the way it bubbled up, you showed me some pictures of it bubbled up because it got into water. That's acrylic paint. Oil paint won't do that. Acrylic will. Acrylic is plastic, and that's what did it to your doll. So that bubbling, we had a leak in our roof one time. And I had a doll sitting in one of my closets, my double closet, and it was leaking right down on that doll. And I did not know what type of paint it was at the time. I found out really quickly because the water dripped right onto her arm. And the paint just peeled right up, and I could pull it right off the doll. That paint was not attached to the doll at all. That was acrylic paint. And it just right off. I could just peel it right off with water. But it's not good for the composition. I had to dry out the arm. I was afraid that arm was going to collapse, but it didn't. Thank goodness. I got to it right away. We got our roof looked after. We got a new roof put on and everything. Once we found out there was a lot of problems up there, and we got it looked after, and everything was fine again. And but these are things that happen in life, and it taught me about acrylic paint really fast. I said, I got a hold of Dodie's doll, and I said, look what happened to my doll. She goes, oh, that's acrylic. Acrylic bubbles up like that when it's wet. It looks like to me, even in the sun, it will bubble up. It's plastic. It melts. So that's what happens to it. And once we understand the paints that we're using, it's like a fake paint. That's what it is. It's a man-made paint. And it's water-based. So it will be affected by water. And the sun will affect it. Now, I'm not saying oil paint won't be affected by sun. What it would do is either fade it, or dry up the oil inside, the linseed oil, inside the oil paint, and then you get crazing. That's what happens with oil paint. They're affected differently by the sun. With water, it would seep through and it would affect the composition and lift the oil paint right off because the composition is deteriorating underneath. And so that's what happens. Sometimes they can be protected a little bit more because oil will try to penetrate. Like, oil and water don't mix. So it might try to push the water off, be resilient, I mean. So to a certain point. And then finally the composition, if it gets down into the eyes, the water does, then it can come from the inside and start to affect the paint on the outside. So oil paint is a little bit tougher, though. A lot tougher than acrylic. It's extremes acrylic does, and that's what you saw right there. That's an extreme thing that happened when you put it out in the sun. It bubbles, water, bubbling, all that stuff. So we learn a lot about how our paints work and why I want to put my dolls back into oil paint again, because wood loves oil paint. It loves it. It's like an affair between each other, a marriage between each other, and they love each other, thoroughly, and where acrylic, it's like they're friends. That's all they are. Can you use it? Yes. You can put acrylic. You'll see a lot of dolls old dolls have acrylic over the oil. But you won't see oil over the acrylic. Why? Because oil it can lay on top of acrylic, but it won't last. It lays. There's no marriage, no friend to each other. But acrylic tries to have a marriage with the oil paint, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't. Over time, all your work you did is in vain. And so we want to do it right. And the best way to do it right is oil paint. But anyways, sand that head off and then go around those fingers a little bit. And boy, you're on your way, girl. Way to go, Belinda. I am proud of you. And to everybody out there, let's give Belinda a restoration clap. And to Cheryl. Cheryl deserves a restoration clap. That girl is going. Cheryl, we want to talk about Cheryl and Mom's Collectible Dolls. Let's talk about her for a second. I bought some books from a bookstore downtown in my downtown area, and those books were doll books, and they belonged to a lady who's deceased here now. And I got some of her books very cheap from this thrift store, not a thrift store, bookstore. And anyways, I mentioned in there was a Mary Hoyer book, and I said, I don't have a Mary Hoyer doll, but I'm going to get myself one now because I have a Mary Hoyer book. Those are reasons why, We have, doll collectors have reasons for why we need to buy it. If you get the book, you got to have the doll, and then every doll in the book, So those are just unwritten laws of the doll collector. We all know them, and we live by them, and we try not to break them. And it's best as we can, so there we go. But anyways, Cheryl told me she's going to send me a doll. A Mary Hoyer doll. Not just any doll, a Mary Hoyer doll. Cheryl, thank you. I was just awestruck when you said that to me. And I went, oh my goodness. And the reason why she's doing it is because of me helping out there. And I don't expect anything, but that was nice, Cheryl. That just boosted my day. It just did. I was like, oh, I feel great. Okay, let's get the Mary Hoyer book out now. But anyways, you know, thank you, thank you. We have a wonderful community out there where, you know, people reach out to each other, and I'm really thankful to that. And we enjoy what we do, and we try to anyways. And I know these dolls can be frustrating at times, especially because I can't get in to get her eyes out. But you know what? We're going to work around that, and we're gonna beat that. But you know what? Wonderful stuff all the same. I'm really happy to help out where I can. As I say, I'm not an expert, but I am learning along the way. And there's just some things I know and some things I don't know. And I am learning. And it's wonderful, this world, this doll world. And I'm glad I'm in it. And I'm glad to meet all the people that I have. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me on my channel here. And lots more to come. I'm working on, I got the, I don't want to show her yet because her wig is coming in, but the Babs Henry H. Coleman doll is almost done. She's dressed, her head's on, her arms are on. She's looking great. And you know, her hands aren't too bad now that I got them on her. I'm kind of okay with them a bit now. I think when you just look at the hands themselves, I mean, they're not, I mean, I got a long ways learning how to make hands, but that was my first pair of hands I've ever made. I mean, they're kind of simple and, you know, got their issues. Oh, what's her name? She gave me the word. Well, anyways, she's out there. Oh, my memory of people's names is awful. It's a wonder I know my own. Okay, well, anyways, there we are. She mentioned the word, then I went, yes, that's the word right there. But anyhow, I can't remember it right now. She gave me the right word for it. She's probably going to write it down again, and then I'm going to try to mention it again. But anyways, the hands, I have learned to love them. I'm learning, you know, I'm learning to be okay with it. And that's all right. I think I'm going to be all right with it. I need to blush the hands too. Once I blush them, I think that would be nice. I need to do a few little things with her coming up, like some touch-ups. And that's what I'm looking at right now. It's just some basic touch-ups on her. And then after that, we're okay. We're doing pretty good. I got her dress right now, and that little white dress, I liked what somebody said too about putting a ribbon down below by the hips. I might still do that. Right now I put on a little apron with it, but that is another thought down the road I would like to do with that dress, is just tie a little ribbon around the back and give her a lower waist with it, which would be great because it's such a straight dress, you know, like straight down, like it's like a gown type thing. It's not tapered or anything. So yeah, you could do that with that dress, you know. So it's versatile. So we can do some more things with it. I'm kind of glad I found it at the time at a thrift store. I'm glad I went out that day and the things that you can find. But anyways, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Belinda, for contacting me. I hope to help you here in this video. To Cheryl, thank you again for sending me the Mary Hoyer doll. I am just ecstatic over that. I can't wait to get her and put her beside the book, because now they match. All right. But thanks again, everybody. I'm having a great night here tonight. And I'm going to wrap it up. Go in the house and sit with my my daughter's dog. He misses me when I'm out here. He doesn't like it when I come out here. So I've been out here for quite a while now. So it's time for me to go back in and do some other things. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to upload this video here. And yes, lots coming. We got lots on the go. All right. Well, join me back again. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw here tonight. And leave me a comment. I'm always reading them all the time. So thanks for joining me. I look forward to them. Bye-bye.